Hi, I'm Anja. I'm so happy to meet you here on the mat today. I'm a freelance yoga teacher and sports scientist working in the field of yoga therapy and different styles of movement. I am here with the wonderful team of Hey Hey, and we are in Austria in the mountains at Kabinski, hosting some yoga YouTube videos for you. Alongside with me, you can practice with music. If you wish, you can click on the link in the description down below. Welcome to this class. It will be about yoga to protect your wrists. For this class, you need your body, a mat, 2 blocks, and you might also need a strap. People mostly complain about unhealthy or hurting wrists, so it's really important if we do have a lot of weight in regular yoga classes on our hands that we strengthen them and really healthily do take care of them. So if you want to join me, come on all fours and we will start by warming up our wrists. Place your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips and try to have an engaged core to really make sure your weight is evenly distributed and also taken care of so you don't have too much weight on your hands already here. Now begin to circle your shoulders around your hands. In one way, experience how you distribute your weight, how your body takes over the strength from the core downwards to your hips and upwards to your shoulders and your hands. There might be some points where you feel, oh, I need a bit more attention here. And then start to circle in the other direction. Really making sure your fingers are wide open and you actually put weight on each little finger and each little knuckle as you go and shift your weight. Once you feel comfortable and a little warmer in your wrists, start to turn out your palms outwards, your fingertips to the sides of your mats. Engaging the core, shift your weight from left to right. If at this time of the day you feel you have the strength in your body, you might even want to level it up a little bit and push into your toes, lift up your knees just a few centimeters off the ground, keeping a nice and tight core and pushing away from the ground so your shoulder blades really have the strength to hold you here. Just a couple more for 3, 2, 1. Really good. Ground down your knees into the floor. One last round for the wrists. We take the fingertips back towards the knees. The thumb is turned diagonally outwards. And now it really depends on your flexibility, how far you can go, and push your bum back onto your heels or into the direction of your heels, and then try to ground down the palm of the hand down towards the floor with some few bouncy movements downwards. This might be a nice stretch for your whole forearm. And if you feel that's warmed up a little bit, you can even try to work it out from the shoulder downwards by pushing away from yourself. Opening up into the fascia in the arms. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Push back your bum onto your heels fully and then lift and rise up. Inhale, lift your arms up over side. And with your exhale, you can bring your hands down in front of your heart center. If it feels comfortable for you, try to stay on your tippy toes. If it's not really comfortable for your toes, just bring them down and sit down on your heels. Now interlace your fingers into one another so you have a little prayer pose, and then begin to actually circle in your wrists. You might hear some cracks and knuckles. That's okay. They need the attention. And try to stay connected with your forearms to really make sure you can work just in one joint and not bring your elbows into it, multi-joint. Just a couple more in one direction. 4, 3, 2, 1. Change the direction. Maybe with curiosity finding out that circling in one direction is quite easy. The other one is a bit unnatural to you. You can practice it more. Again, last 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. Inhale, lift your palms to the front and then lifting them up towards the ceiling or the sky. Exhale, open up the arms over side. Try to bring down your shoulders and lift up your fingertips as far up as you can. So for some people, this might feel like a really intense stretch for the arm line, as in most of the times we get to tighten it up here and it starts from here. So really make sure that you are comfortable with it. You can bend your elbow as far as is needed for you, but then again, try to push out from yourself towards the sides of the mat as far as is good for you. You can start with little bounces towards the sides. When you feel comfortable, then start stretching them fully out and your fingertips again showing up, like giving 2 high fives. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale deeply, lift up your arms over side. And exhale, bring their palms in front of your heart center. If you still had your toes into the ground, then release them, bring your hands again into all fours. Try to circle in your feet a little bit. And then release. Either way, on the top of the foot or with your toes into the ground. So now you might want to grab 1 or 2 blocks, depending how many you have at home. I have 2, so I will have my palms on my blocks, actually quite far forward, so your fingers can actually grab around the top of the block. Shift your weight forward and then try to really shift as far as you can. This might feel a little uncomfortable at first, but as you go with the practice, it will feel better. And then shift backwards, ground your forearms onto the blocks. Shift forwards, hold for a second or 2, shift backwards, ground your forearms. So this would come with some core strength that you practice, taking as much strength from the upper body, the big joints that we have, the big muscles that we have, to then work into the smaller ones in our hand. If you feel comfortable with that, again, you might want to lift up your knees from the ground, shift forward, shift backwards, ground your forearms, lift them back up. Just a couple more. Last 3, 2, and 1. In the beginning, you don't want to put too much strain on the wrists, so release for a second. You can ground down into your child's pose, opening up the knees as wide as is desired for you. You might want to shift your blocks further to the front of the mat and really release your whole upper body down into the direction of the floor. You can even ground down your forehead, giving your arms, your shoulders a really nice stretch. 1 deep inhale and exhale. Again, one deep inhale. Now ground your fingertips into the blocks, lifting up the palms of the hands so you can go even deeper into that stretch. And exhale. Inhale, roll yourself up back into all fours. You can bring your blocks away to the front to ground down your hands. Once you get more comfortable with this exercise, you can even do the next one on the blocks. But for now, we will start on the ground. So now you want to make sure that the thumb is actually pointing diagonally forwards and not sideways to not put strain onto this knuckle. And then engaging from the core, you really try to lift up the palm of the hand, but all your fingers and knuckles stay in the ground, and then lowering back down, lifting back up and down. So this movement does not happen from the shoulders, but really from your muscles in your forearms and the palm of the hand. At first, this may feel impossible. If it is, just shift your weight back and it'll get easier. If it's really good for you, shift your weight to the front and have a little bit more impact on it. Just a couple more. Nice. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Push back onto your heels for one more moment, lifting up onto your fingertips and grounding down for a nice stretch. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, roll back up onto all fours. We've strengthened our wrists quite a lot, so now you deserve a little stretch for them. Bring your left hand with the top of the hand into the floor. Your fingertips can show to the right. Your right hand gives your left hand a little high five on the top of the hand. So you push down with the palm, lifting up from the left shoulder, releasing in your elbow, and then you can start to shake it out, loosen it up. Just a few seconds. And neutralizing, flipping the pancake over to the other side on the right top of the hand, pushing with the palm of the left hand into it, opening up the right shoulder to the ceiling, releasing into the elbow, shake it out. Last few seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Really good. Flip the pancake back. Bring your top of the hands back down into the ground, but your fingertips now pointing towards you. And at first, this might feel really uncomfortable, but again, as I said many times now, your wrists will eventually get along with it, and with practice, everything gets better. Try to bring your fingers into your palm of the hand, creating a fist. And I'm really not the best example at that, but your thumb should actually move with all the other fingers into your fist. So if it looks anything like my position, you know you need to do that more. Last 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Push back onto your heels, lift up, and you can just roll out your wrists a little bit. Maybe shake them out. Very good. If you happen to have a strap, we will do one last exercise to release into the wrists. There's a little technique that you can do to create a little bit of space in your joint. So you will have your strap and can put it on the top of the forearm and actually give yourself a really tight wrap around the wrist for a short second. Don't imagine you do yoga, but like some kind of boxing. And then you wrap it around in between your thumb and your pointy finger. And from here, you can actually pull it towards you just to release into the wrist. It feels really, really nice to do that. And by compressing it, you give your fascia a little compression. When you release it, it really opens up the bloodstream and a lymphatic drainage that you can create for yourself. Doesn't need to be long. And then on the other side as well, depending, either you're right or left-handed, might feel easier to wrap it around your better hand at first. Just once or twice around it, in between your thumb and your pointy finger, and then just easily and nicely releasing into the hand. Hold it as much as you need it, as long as it feels good. Releasing whenever you want. And if you see that your hands are a little bit more red, it's actually a good sign. As long as you don't hurt yourself, be kind to yourself. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope I'll see you the next time. If you'd like to follow, you can follow the Hey Hey channel on YouTube. They have many more videos. And if you want to know more about myself, you'll find a link in the description below. Thank you so much.